Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
StarWars.com, on their website, officially kind of delves into the eras that they have classified for Star Wars. We all saw Celebration, the picture, with all the different eras listed. They've actually now clarified what things take place in which ones of their predefined eras, as well as give you a kind of synopsis for what most of the eras mean.
Most of them?
Most.
And
Not
what does
all.
that mean?
I mean, some of them they don't give you anything for. But this is under their data bank section, so I'm assuming they'll update it as time goes on. First one we see is the Dawn of the Jedi era, which we know is about 25,000 years before A New Hope, give or take.
Where James Mangold is supposed to make his movie?
Yep, and they have not given a synopsis for that time period.
The Jedi form measure.
There it is.
If he even
He's
gets to
done
make
it,
that
folks.
movie after Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny.
It's hard
His
to
destiny
say.
may be changed after that one.
Next on the docket, the Old Republic. There isn't any content shown for it yet,
Of course not.
but they did give us a synopsis. So this is what they say the Old Republic is.
Okay, I'm very curious to hear this.
The Republic is founded among the worlds of the Galactic Core, and the Jedi Order emerges to protect it. A schism within the Jedi leads to the creation of the Sith in this epic era. So yeah, we've got no confirmation of any projects here. I mean,
What
something
about
could
the
be in
remake
development.
of Knights of the Old Republic?
perhaps?
Is that still a thing?
It's still a thing, it's just not canon. It's mostly a meme now, isn't it?
Well, I meant, is the game itself still happening? Because I don't know if we ever got any kind of answer about it being
The
canon
answer
or
was
not.
yes, it's still happening. The answer also is no, it is not canon.
Oh, look at you being harsh. I kind of
somebody
thought
has
that
to.
might be their introduction to... Not that we
It
don't
would
have
be
plenty.
really cool, but
I've said before, their best bet with the Old Republic is just make everything that has been canon, or was canon, or part of the EU, whatever you want to call it. Just make it part of this. You don't have to get fancy and redo it all. That's just... well, I'm serious. It's
but
needless.
that's all they do is get
It's
fancy
completely
and redo
needless
it all.
to do that. There may be some things you have to tweak to meet your new canon, but just take it and reinsert it. There's no why reinvent the wheel. You're just gonna anger fans. I mean, they do that really well,
They do.
but don't do it here. Just say everything that was canon, everything from the old EU, Old Republic era. We're just bringing it back.
I mean, as long as it doesn't conflict with any of their new stuff, it's fine. Leave
virtually
it be.
nothing does. I mean, there might be some. I can't think of anything off
I
the
mean,
top
they
of my
need
head.
some
that one.
reason why in canon they have things called the Eye of Sion, referencing Darth Sion.
Well, we don't know that it's referencing him. There could have been
Possibly.
another Scion in history.
Well, and Sion is a word. It does have a meaning
It
beyond
does.
Darth
Yes.
Sion.
Yeah, he didn't coin the phrase or
No.
anything or come up with the word.
We also have the Revan Legion.
Yeah, which clearly says,
Somebody named Revan existed, and a Sith unit got named after him.
yeah, we've had some other references as well
Mm-hmm.
in the new canon. So just do it. Just say it's the same. Why not?
I don't know.
I'm actually just being completely serious. I see no reason why you would want to just try to redo that. You already have your High Republic era that has kind of become the Disney's created era along with the sequel era, I suppose. But
Speaking of the High Republic, that's the
Yeah.
next era on the era diagram here. And it does cover the High Republic multimedia project, as well as Young Jedi Adventures, which them listing it means it's canon.
sure.
So now you have to watch all the Young Jedi Adventures. Woo!
I still haven't seen any of them. People have asked if I've watched them or
I've
told me I
watched some
should
of the
watch
shorts.
them
They're
and
kinda
that they're
cute.
not bad or something. But I've been meaning to.
Yeah, and this is covering the time between, of course, the Old Republic and the fall of the Jedi, but it's based mostly around the years leading up to the Phantom Menace. What they put as the synopsis for this is, under the protection of the Jedi Knights and the wise rule of the Senate, the Republic grows into a golden age. The vast Outer Rim beckons the intrepid seeking to discover new worlds and spread the optimism of the Republic. The next time period is called the Fall of the Jedi.
I love that there's like tens of thousands of years and there's like 3 periods and there's going to be like 7 over the next like
Oh yeah,
50.
we're
Makes perfect
clumping
sense.
up here.
Yeah.
This includes Phantom Menace, Tales of the Jedi, Attack of the Clones, The Clone Wars, and Revenge of the Sith. It's covering the time of about 68 years before A New Hope to about 19 years before A New Hope. What they say about it is, a long-forgotten menace returns as a Sith Lord, orchestrates a devastating conflict, plunging the galaxy into full-scale war with the Jedi Knights at the front lines. Then we move into the Reign of the Empire.
Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
you're gonna get us copyright.
That is
someday.
not going to trigger the...
Tell the UFC that. The Bad Batch, Jedi Fallen Order, Solo, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Survivor, Andor, Rebels, Vader Immortal, and Rogue One. This is covering the 19 years before A New Hope till pretty much right on,
I love that when...
right on to A New Hope.
Or back in the day when it was just the original trilogy, I thought the Reign of the Empire was like this really long thing.
It's pretty short.
I thought like the Clone Wars was a war against like the Empire that had failed. The Jedi had tried to take it on and
so
lost.
many things that we interpreted apparently incorrectly.
Very incorrectly. But it's funny to think that the Reign of the Empire was like, 25 years.
Description there is through treachery and deception, the Galactic Empire rules unchallenged and grows in military might. A scant few Jedi survivors retreat into the shadows as they are hunted down mercilessly.
Their numbers grow daily, it seems.
Every project that comes out has to have one of them scant few.
Yeah, scant few.
Then we move into Age of Rebellion, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Battlefront 2, the game, and Squadrons. This is, of course, 5 years from A New Hope onward.
They should have just made like the Age of the Sith from the time Palpatine coming on the scene up until he's defeated at the end of Return of the Jedi.
And it gives you some nice context for when things take place, because it says, begins with the skirmish with the Tantive 4 above Tatooine, and ends with the Battle of Jakku. That concluded the Galactic Civil War time.
I love how no one ever mentions the Battle of Jakku anymore. Like,
because
in the Mandoverse era, which is its own era, too.
Well, the Mandoverse, what we know, starts at 9, and that ended at 5. It's been 4 years since the Battle of Jakku. No one cares.
I mean, when you really think about it, since the sequel trilogy does, of course, end with the defeat of Palpatine again, we should just... I understand why they do this, because
the Age of Palpatine.
I mean, in a theory, yeah, but the reemergence, of the Sith or something would be a better name for the whole, from basically the Phantom Menace all the way till the Rise of Skywalker, right? And I know why they do this, because there's so much content here. They want to kind of distinguish between that. Mm-hmm. But it would make more sense if they say these were like sub-eras, and that the whole era was like... No, they're not
sub-eras. They're all eras.
I mean, then...
And there's room to grow. Every 5 years will be an era eventually.
I mean, the Skywalker saga from beginning to end should be its own kind of era. That should be the age of the Skywalkers, or the Palpatines, or whatever the heck you want to call it here. But you know what I'm saying. It's kind of funny that there are like all these different little mini ages.
Well, now we move into the New Republic, which encases The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. They didn't include Skeleton Crew in that yet. Covers about 29 years of history after a Battle of Jakku until the events that happen a few weeks before The Force Awakens. The Empire has been defeated, and the emergent New Republic faces the great challenge of rebuilding and reuniting the galaxy. It is a tentative and fragile peace threatened by the remnants of the Empire. I think they got to lead longer than the Empire did.
Especially if you count the First Order as the remnants of the Empire.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, whatever you want to call them.
Then we move into Rise of the First Order, which includes such great works as The Resistance show.
Oh, goodness.
Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Tales from Galaxy's Edge, and The Rise of Skywalker.
Why did they include Tales from Galaxy's Edge?
Don't worry, this period covers a little over a year, representing 34 to 35 years after the Return of the Jedi, beginning with the First Order mobilizing. Yeah.
A great time period. Everybody's favorite, I would say. Certainly mine.
The description is, in secret, the legacy of the Empire transforms into the First Order and strikes a devastating blow against the New Republic. A fledgling resistance and new generation of heroes are left to stand against a resurrected enemy.
Ooh.
The last era, of course, is called New Jedi Order, which has no description.
It's raise time.
That's not what it says. It says nothing.
That's what it's just going to be. Raise time.
They also left out the Acolyte when they're, putting things into eras.
Yeah,
which you think has a nice...
High Republic era, yeah.
Well, Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte have a very obvious spot where they go.
Well, here's the question. Like, do we think Skeleton Crew is actually coming out this year? Honestly.
Whether it comes out or not, they could have put it on the timeline.
Well, sure, but I mean, it's
not
kind
like
of a fun
Patty
question.
Jenkins is directing it.
But no, I don't think we're getting Skeleton Crew this year.
I think they're pushing it back. I think they're, because of the striking, they're going to be pushing it back. That one needs Jude Law to walk around and talk about how great it's going to be. Whereas they haven't pre-recorded any interviews with him, so...
No, they probably haven't.
Haven't. Maybe they've probably got some things that they can scrape together from Celebration that haven't been released, but that's it.
That is an excellent point. No Jude Law, who is the only, I mean, as far as I know, I don't know the entire cast, but probably the only recognizable person or actor in the lot. So you really want him making the rounds and pumping this thing up. So yeah, I could certainly see this not being released till after the writer's strike gets wrapped up.
All right, then let's move on to new this week in Star Wars, etc. Tuesday, we have Ahsoka Episode 3.
Yay.
Which should be really short if the leaks are correct.
My
and it's
review
going to
may
be
be
like
longer.
31
We'll see.
minutes.
I'll probably have that up on Tuesday night again for all you who are awake or in different parts of the world where it's not night.
We've also got the book coming out, From a Certain Point of View. This is the one that covers Return of the Jedi. We should be receiving it in the mail. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because I find them interesting
You're
from a certain point of view.
You're kind of lagging behind a little again. We were going to try to keep... You got so much to do, so
I gave up on the High Republic. You wanted me to read all those, and I
said that's fine.
I couldn't catch up.
Yeah, but you Rise of the Red Blade.
Because you were been reading it, and then you moved it to somewhere I can't find it.
It's been done for
because the bookshelf is like literally 5 feet from where we are now, and it's not on the bookshelf. So where is it?
Yeah, we have a lot of Star Wars books on the bookshelf. Those are just the new canon ones.
If they're not in the bookshelf, I don't know where you put them. This is why I have a bookshelf, and I have all the books in order chronologically.
Then there's other bookshelves.
Well, yeah, that's all the regular books.
And then there are more books upstairs.
Because you have to bring them down. How am I supposed to know you were done?
Then there's even more probably elsewhere. I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars books in this house.
Collect them all and bring them to the shelf. That's where they go. We also have Hasbro doing a fan stream on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, no Tano Tuesdays. We talked about that. How Hasbro, or just in general, the merchandising, what they've done before with Boba Fett and Kenobi, where they had like the Wednesday is the...
Oh, they all always had a funny like Mando Monday and...
Yeah, so we get Tano Tuesday.
But they don't call it that, so it doesn't matter, I guess.
No. Yeah, the perfect name for it. It's the best name, and then they don't go with it.
I know.
Very disappointing.
Maybe because I trademarked... No, I'm kidding, I didn't.
You trademarked it? UFC's coming for you for trademarking Disney stuff.
They would. Wednesday... We have for comics, Bounty Hunters number 37, and Mandalorian Season 2 number 3. Don't buy it. Sorry, they're literally just the retellings. You're better off on Monday, I believe it was, that you can pre-order the Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2 on whatever version you choose.
Blu-ray, 4K, whatever you...
Unfortunately, there is no Beskar edition. We've looked into it. But you can pre-order those on Monday, and... they're going to be the same thing as this comic book, so... Except
for you don't have to read it and look at pictures. It'll be moving pictures. As
I don't understand.
No, but I mean, though, the Mandalorian comics have been very disappointing because they don't add anything. They're literally word for word taken from
We've discussed this travesty.
I know.
And then on Thursday, we will be having our voice chat on the Discord server, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll be talking about, of course, the new episode of Ahsoka.
Yes.
What we feel, how it's going, where we think it's going, all that fun stuff. Anyone who is in our Discord is welcome to attend.
Yes.
You can get in our Discord by joining Patreon.
Yes.
Ta-da. I plugged it for you.
You did. I never plug it.
So nobody knows how to get to our voice chats because Thor doesn't tell you how to get to our voice chats. They're pretty lively.
Sometimes they can, sometimes it can be very interesting. Yeah.
And if the new This Week in Star Wars section looked a little bit bland this week, it's because Thor edited it.
Oh, come on now. Always blaming me. At least the cricket that was in the back because we were recording it the night before.
He's still there. We're just trying to talk over him.
If you've heard a cricket, it's because we're recording this at night. And, well, we have a lot of crickets. We have a lot of everything here because we live out in the wilds, shall we say.
The wilds. Wrap us up there, nature boy.
Well, that is all we got for you this time. Now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.